started paddling when I was 7. Paddling is a broad term for any water sport that uses a paddle, such as sprint kayaking, O1ing or dragon boating. In O1ing you use a single blade paddle. In dragon boating you also use a single bladed paddle, but there's 20 of you. And in sprint kayaking you use a double bladed paddle. I got into dragon boating through my family, mainly my uncle. He introduced me into it when I was 7, and then when I was 11 I found out about O1ing through dragon boating because it's used to qualify to get you into the boat. I started off dragon boating as just a general fun sport, and then I got into Great Britain with that. We then came away 3rd fastest in the world, and I was the fastest under 18 in that boat. I do it just for the sense of achievement, and there is no money involved, so all you get at the end of the day is medals and awards. I peaked at O1 and now I want to move on to sprint kayaking because it's an Olympic sport and it's very well funded. I hope to make a career out of it. Paddling is my life, it's who I am, and I can't imagine my life without it.
Within the paddling itself, in terms of relationship, Liam probably, well, almost definitely hates the way I train them, but unfortunately that's what they have to do to achieve where they got to. In fact, I think Liam was the instigator of the I Hate Rob Tighe Facebook page that was launched in 2008. And I have a little award that him and his friends gave me at their end of the first season, which has got a cut glass tankard cut with We Hate Rob Tighe on the back of it. But unfortunately all 10 of them got into the GB squad, so they couldn't have hated me that much.
Yeah. Well, we definitely do hate you.
3 big strokes and then into stride. Attention. Go! Take the rate up. Take it up.
Down at the Hurricanes who we race for, there's a lot of families involved, parents and children, family, wives, just seems to spin off. And that's the social side of it. I mean, at any event you've got 20 boats, that's 20 boats of 22 people, you've got 400 minimum people there, everyone knows everyone socially. It's always the same faces. Dragon boating as a sport is one of the biggest team growing sports. You get a lot of charity crews, you get a lot of corporate crews that do events as team building and or fundraising throughout the year. It's strange why dragon boating doesn't take off. It's probably not properly run within Great Britain, and as such, when you get to a premiership level or an international level like Liam is, it's not recognised, and consequently the funding doesn't come through.
The opportunities and facilities at Silverwing are great, but without real funding it's making my future look bleak.
Liam's funding for the paddling that he does is jointly funded by his mother and I. He's in a season it will cost anywhere between £800 and £1,000 just to get a junior to time trial. They have training in south and north, so obviously there's travelling costs, etc, etc. Should they then qualify, they've got approximately £300 worth of kit that they need to buy. And then depending on the venue, if it's a European venue, that can cost between £500 and £700. If it's an international one like this year in Tampa, that will cost between £1,500 and £2,000. All of that self-funded.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that the lack of funding hinders us being able to train as much, because we actually get paddlers from all over the country, basically from Liverpool, from the other side over towards like Newcastle that way, coming up from Exeter, and then London themselves. So we have to move a lot. So looking at being able to them fund themselves and get the parents to help them out, it's not always accessible. So it's like once a month if we can, and it's a lot of their own personal training on their own. If we had funding, we'd be able to train a lot more and hopefully be able to contend and also beat a lot of the bigger teams that do have the funding that they've got.
One of the main sprint kayakers who paddles for the Great Britain squad, has been to the last 2 Olympics, is a guy called Tim Bramins. He's at the top of his career and is earning near on £120,000 a week.
Tim Bramins, Britain's Olympic champion.
Generally, I love water sports, I love paddling and everything, and sprint kayaking is the only one out of the 3 that is Olympic. So, and with Olympics you get sponsorships, and you can live off the money that you earn from that, and doing something that I love for my living would be like the ultimate life, really.
Liam as a paddler now, if I was someone coming into the club and not seen him at all, if I saw him in an 01, would annoy the hell out of me because he just makes it look so easy. But that's actually the evidence of someone who is very good at their level. Where will he go with it? If he keeps the commitment level that he has had in the past years, he can go as far as he wants to. If he gets the support from around him and the support from outside influences, companies, whatever that may be, even clubs, then he'll achieve what he wants to.
As well as being coach of the Hurricanes, I'm also uncle to Liam Tighe. He's been paddling down here for a little while, and when he started off, he was our little drummer boy sat on the front of the boat. He very sneakily jumped into the 01, which is our time trial vehicle, and beat several of the adults, much to their disgust. He's very recently started taking up sprint kayaking, and he certainly has the mentality and the physique and the power to do very, very well in it. He's paddled against lots of people with much more experience than him and given them a good shock. I think Liam will do exceedingly well, and I believe that his friends and family will help him on the way, but with a little bit more assistance from the authorities, he could go all the way.
He's achieved more than I thought he would have done at this stage. I mean, when he got in at 13 years in the squad, his target really was just to get in, and he actually got in the top 10. He does actually put a considerable amount of effort into his training, despite what everyone says. And if he was to sprint kayak, I think he'd achieve quite a lot out of it. He's got the right mindset, and that's been proven in other sports, not just 01s. When he was cricketing, he took on the challenges of opening the bat end and what have you, and it didn't seem to faze him. So if he did take up sprint kayaking, I'm sure it'd be something that he'd achieve to quite a good level. He's got where he's got to because he's stuck his head on the line and got on with it.
Also had a brilliant coach, don't I?
Ah, yeah, where did he come from? That'll do.